All right, welcome back, everyone, to the 2023 Lancaster Archery Classic. Obviously, my voice is different from Greg White's. We had a change out here for a little bit. I'm PJ Riley, sitting alongside Casey Caulfield. Casey, thank you for being here.
Of course, it's a pleasure.
Casey's going to be our recurve expert for the next couple of matches that we're going to see here. Casey, before we get into that, you, I believe, will be competing tomorrow in women's Olympic recurve. Tell us about your seeding and how the weekend went for you.
Yeah, so far the weekend's going really well. I came in first seed. I shot a 6:15, which is one of my better qualifications at the Classic. And today was a really strong day of matches. Shot two 123s, and so I'll be going in as first seed into the matches tomorrow.
All right, that is awesome. Of course, Casey was on the 2020 U.S. Olympic team. She's trying for 2024. Next up, we are going to have Youth Male Recurve. But first, let's take a look at our schedule for today. Senior Open, Women's Open, Masters Open, Women's Masters Open. We've been through there. Next up is Youth Male Recurve. Then we're going to have Youth, followed by Youth Female Recurve 420. Casey, you've shot in that. Youth Female Open, and then, you know, the big ones at the end there, Casey, Women's Barebow and Barebow. That's going to be an awesome way to final.
Barebow is some of my favorite stuff to watch. It's just super exciting.
It is definitely awesome. So we have a shoot up. So what that means is that the top four in every one of the divisions, they come in here. And the top four, they are ranked 1 to 4. Ties were broken by 11s. It's a bottom-up format, which means the number 4 qualifier shoots against number 3, winner to number 2, and then they ultimately take on number 1, which means you can come in here number 4 and win it all.
So you can work your way up.
Now, here is our scoring. Here's how scoring works in the finals, especially with that 12 ring. That's going to be that little 1.5 centimeter white dot underneath. It's like in between the 8 and the 7 ring. So it is definitely high risk, high reward. Maximum number of points you can earn is 136. You have to call for that 12 ring for it to count, and you can only call it once per end. Casey, have you ever called for that 12?
I did last year. I was down going into the last 10, and I was like, well, if you're down, you might as well go for it. So I believe I just missed left, but I went for it. So it's fun. It adds a little bit of excitement.
All right, we certainly hope to see that here. We're going to take it out to the floor to Rob Caulfield, who is going to MC for us. Rob, bring in our first contestants.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I have some special guests to introduce. Connor Caulfield will be calling arrows for the Youth Male Recurve matches. You've just heard from Casey Caulfield and PJ in the commentator's booth. We welcome our kids to the stage of the Lancaster Archery Classic. Let's give them a hand. Thank you. Okay, our next division is Youth Male Recurve, and our next competitor is Andrew Choi from Morristown, New Jersey. Let's give him a hand. Our third place competitor was Joshua Baek from Edgewater, New Jersey, who qualified 4th. Let's give him a hand.
All right, Casey, so you shot in the Youth Female Recurve. So these archers are what age?
So they're going to be anywhere from 11 to, I believe, 17 is the oldest, yes.
Gotcha. And all right, let's start here. You could see we'll start with our archer there, who is closest to the camera. Got that tape under his chin. What's that about?
So some people have a really firm anchor into their chin, and sometimes you just get a little bit of scraping or wear on the tab that connects to your chin. So some people like to put a little piece of tape there. That way they can protect themselves and not get a nasty scab or scar.
10.
So now we've been watching all the matches we've been watching. We've been seeing these big, giant, fat arrows. We are not seeing that here.
Yeah, a lot of young archers, especially recurve archers, like to shoot the skinny arrows. They're a little bit more forgiving, and they're universal for indoor and outdoor. So somebody who can't necessarily afford a different set of arrows or doesn't have a sponsor yet can just switch between indoors and outdoors with a single set of arrows, which is very convenient.
Right, and these archers, I mean, recurve is different from compound, obviously, but these archers, to me, seem like they're shooting really fast.
Yeah, the timing is definitely, most of the time, a lot faster with recurve because there's a lot more that can go wrong, so to say. Like there's no back wall, there's no mechanical release, so kind of the idea of recurve is to get up there and get it done. So fast timing, smooth shots is what you're looking for.
Right.
Nice shooting, Andrew. Welcome.
Thank you, Rob. I missed you so much.
Welcome back. Joshua, nice shooting. Great show you guys are putting on today, this evening.
Casey, I kind of feel like that was a shot at me because Andrew, he'd rather see Rob out there. I'd rather see Rob out there too. He's been doing this a long time. But so first end there, 29-29. That's pretty good for recurve.
Yeah, very good. So yeah, goal is pretty much stay in the yellow, stay close to the 10. So they're both doing good. Both youth archers, 29s. That's solid shooting.
And one of the huge differences is that with those recurve bows, you know, compound bow, you might pull 60 pounds, but you're only holding 10. That is not the case with recurve. They're probably shooting, if you had to guess, it's a pure guess. But
I'd say probably 35 to 40 pounds, more closer to 30 for the males, I'd say. So they're holding that amount of weight on their fingers, whereas compound you have that mechanical release and let off.
Let off.
So it's a lot different, a lot more holding weight.
So we got a good look at Andrew there. We could see, obviously we don't see a peep sight, but he does have a sight. So how are they aiming? There's a good look at Joshua. 9. How are they aiming?
So for recurve, you're not allowed to have any magnification. So most people shoot either just a lens with no magnification with a dot or a fiber in it, or just an open ring. Some people prefer the open ring because they like to just look through the ring at the target. Some people like to have that pin or dot for extra reference. That's more personal preference. But yeah, for the most part, it's just plain aiming, no magnification or peep sight, clarifier, nothing like that on a recurve.
Yeah, without that peep sight, how do you know you're centered?
So string alignment plays a lot into making sure you're centered more on the sort of left and right axis of things. Whereas like a peep sight, you kind of just line up the two circles, where string alignment tells you, are you in line with your shot? Is your head where you're supposed to be, your eyes where they're supposed to be? And so most people see their string line up with their riser. So that's a good tell if their shot is lined up.
Gotcha.
9.
So there we see Andrew's just a little bit definitely favoring the right side.
Yeah, good group for sure, just a little high right. And sometimes you notice, like, when you come out on the stage, the lighting might be a little different than where you practice. So sometimes left and right, or the height is a little bit off, and you give it a couple clicks, and then you're right there.
Congratulations. I see you're shooting a win-and-win bow and an Excel sight. What bars are you shooting?
Ramrods.
Ramrods? Very good. And what tab?
5X.
5X tab. Very good. Nice setup. Andrew, you and Joshua are both shooting very well. How are the nerves up there, guys?
Nervous.
Just like at home, right? Same distance, same target. Just relax and shoot them up.
So Casey, as he is talking about nerves, how do you work on that? I mean, you've been on the biggest stages in the world, but for young archers like this, you were in that position once before. Is it just a matter of you just got to do it?
Yeah, it's pretty much just experience is what goes into it. Like, you get out there for the first time, you kind of learn what it's like, and then each time you shoot on the stage again, you feel something different. You notice something different about how your shot felt, or how your nerves were, or what's going through your head. You notice something different every time that you can kind of learn about and adjust and work on for next time. So this is, I'd assume, both their first times out on the stage. So this is just good experience for them to really grow.
11.
They really are shooting fast.
Yeah, yeah, really fast shooters. Like if you look at the clock, it's probably maybe 10 to 12 seconds it's taken them to shoot a shot. So very fast. Yeah.
10.
Is
Shooting
anything
well, too.
catching your eye about form, or they, you know, they are definitely going through the same motions every time?
Yeah, they both look very, very consistent shot to shot. I'd say more of a linear form. I see Coach Sung Woo. I know him a little bit. He works with SW Archery in New Jersey, and they teach more of a linear form. So if you look at both them, they stay very closed into their body and have very more dynamic follow through, as you'll see here in a moment. So that bow, you like to let that bow arm swing and
Yeah.
let it have a natural reaction.
Yeah, you were talking about their linear form as opposed to their stance being open, more shoulders facing the target.
Yeah, like they're very, very perpendicular to the target, very square.
Make this place your home. Andrew, you're looking good.
Thank you very much.
Good group down there.
Andrew, it looks like you're shooting which bow?
This is an Exceed. This is my coach's bow. I love it very much. Same way I love you, Rob. Also, I think Kung Fu Panda 2 is still the greatest movie of all time.
I don't think he knows what to say to that.
That may be, that joke about Kung Fu Panda 2 may
All
be
right, after
actually a little bit under Rob. He's maybe a little too old for that.
Yeah, yeah, maybe Karate Kid he would understand, but not so much Kung Fu Panda.
So we've got Joshua with a 3-point lead
Going into the last end.
going into the last end.
So 12 might come into play here. Somebody's
Absolutely.
feeling good for it.
I mean, if you're up there at this point, you're at least thinking about it.
Yeah, it's definitely always in the back of your mind, you know, because it makes it exciting. And I mean, to hit it, I mean, you feel on top of the world.
Yeah. And would you wait, if you're Andrew, would you wait until the last end to see if you need it?
I
Or
would
would you-
probably wait to the last end, but I have a strategy about which arrow to shoot it on. Most people shoot it on their last arrow of the last end. I would shoot it second to last to give the opponent pressure on their last arrow.
Gotcha.
Because if you just wait to the last end, then there's no pressure on your opponent. But if you go for it a little bit ahead of time, then you have that chance to add
Yes.
some extra pressure.
Good strategy there. That may be the longest hold I've seen.
Yeah, he's a little shaky.
10.
Still a good shot.
So right there, I'm guessing he was just, the arrow wasn't coming through the clicker.
Yeah, sometimes if you just get a little tight, you slow down a little bit, and sometimes those shakes come through, and the timing will be a little longer. But as long as you keep moving through your expansion and follow through, it'll be there.
At what point do you bail and say, I got to start over?
Usually the point where you start doubting yourself. Like if in my brain those thoughts come in, I'm like, I really shouldn't shoot this. That's the point where I let down and start over.
Good things don't happen when you're thinking like that.
Yeah, but if you're doubting it, it's not gonna be there.
I see both of you are from New Jersey. Have you shot against each other before? Andrew?
I think so, yeah, maybe. At Nationals?
Very good. Very good. How'd that match come out?
I lost to him right now, I think.
Okay. This is a good match. Good match. Good shooting, guys. Let's give him a hand.
All right, it does look like we're waiting for official confirmation, but it looks like Joshua is going to take this. They did just adjust his
yep.
score,
2 points.
112 to
All right,
110.
official scores are in, and we have Andrew with 110, Joshua with 112. So Andrew will be taking home 4th place, and that gives a $250 payout. Congratulations, Andrew.
As Rob mentioned, there's your brother Connor on the call for arrows out there.
Yeah, he's doing good. I'm surprised. Usually he likes to stay to himself. So
Is coming up here as the 2nd seed.
All right, we're bringing in Chap Post, who is our number 2 seed. Shot an 8:07 this weekend. And I'm looking there. There he goes. I was waiting to see that. Okay, so we just watched him fold something down in front of his glasses. There we can see it,
yeah,
that
he's
blinder.
got a blinder, yeah.
Talk about that and what it is and what it does.
So sometimes I prefer to shoot with one eye. I know a lot of people prefer to shoot with two. It really depends for me on eye dominance. Some people have like one very dominant eye, and other people have like more like evenly spaced dominance. So they like to cover one eye because when I'm at full draw, I see 2 sights if I open 2 eyes. So some people like to close one or shade one. That way they don't see those multiple sights and just see that one clearly.
Right. You shoot left-handed. Have you ever tried shooting right-handed to see how that eye dominance works, or is that just too weird?
Yeah, I have not tried, but I'd be curious to see what it's like. But yeah, just everything when I was little, I did left-handed, so that's just kind of what they did. And then turned out my eye dominance was slightly more left, so that's what we went with.
So we see a little bit of shaking there. That's not necessarily, I mean, he pulled a 10. That's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah, I mean, it could just be a little bit of nerves here and there, and sometimes if you hold too long, body starts getting a little tired. You might have some shakes here and there, but yeah, most of the time you just kind of power through.
I'm always amazed at that, you know, with the recurve, they're holding that full weight of the string on their fingers.
Yeah, it gets tough when you're holding it for a while.
Chap, I shot with you some at Nationals earlier this year. You were shooting barebow. How's it going with recurve so far this tournament?
Pretty good, pretty good.
All right, you feeling nervous up there? You feeling good?
Very nervous, but you know, also good.
All right, very good. Now, Joshua, you've been used to being up on this stage a little bit. Are you starting to cool down or still nervous?
Still nervous.
All right, well, you're both doing well. After the scores have been confirmed here, we have Chap with a 29 and Joshua with a 28. Great shooting so far, guys. Here goes the second end.
All right, there we get the scores from Connor.
Pretty close so far, 1 point.
Yep, we got a 1-point match. Mentality coming in right now. Chap, if you had to give an advantage, is it easier for you to be up there, or is it better to be the person coming in?
For me, the only time I've ever won the Classic was when I came in as second place.
Gotcha.
So it is nice to kind of have a warm-up match before you shoot that final gold medal match. And so looking here, Joshua might have a little bit of an upper hand because he's warmed up on that stage, has his sight set, and a little bit of the nerves shaken out. But Joshua coming in as higher ranked, he knows he might be a little bit of a bigger dog. So kind of depends on how you think about it going in.
So you're saying you shouldn't have shot as good as you did this weekend? Is
I
that what
mean,
I'm hearing?
That could be a way to think about it, I guess. But yeah, I mean, it kind of really depends on those the elimination matches prior to this. Like sometimes if you're only a couple points difference in qualification, then you shoot some matches, you might change the rankings a little bit. So I don't know if they switched it all here, but yeah, so far coming in, I've gone into matches being first place, and I've gone into being second or third, and so sometimes you like that warm-up match.
Chap Post just posting a 33.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Perfect
nice
end.
Clean shots.
He just
That
took
was a
one
great
in.
end, Chap. How's it feeling up there now?
Pretty good. Less nervous.
All right, so I see you're shooting a Gilo riser, and could you give a little more about your equipment?
Yeah, I'm shooting Uka limbs, Gilo stabilizers, an Excel sight, and that's about it.
All right, you're shooting it well. All right, after that end, we have Chap with 62 and Joshua with 56.
All right, so we have, there's our score. Chap Post 62, Joshua 56.
It's a It's a decent gap going on.
So this is considered, as we mentioned, Olympic recurve. This is what we shoot in the Olympics. This is what you shoot.
9.
I didn't shoot in the Olympics. You shot in the Olympics. But this is the equipment that you have to shoot if you want to be in the Olympics.
Yep. Yeah, so they both have full Olympic setups. Gilo is not as popular as Win and Win, which is what Josh is shooting. Gilo is more geared towards bare bow from what I've noticed. But Chap seems to be shooting it well here.
Now, the Olympics, the last Olympics that you were in,
9,
was a
10,
little
9.
bit different because COVID year, there were no fans. But when you got up on that big stage, what was that like as compared to the Lancaster Archery Classic stage?
Yeah, so these past games were different for sure, just because of the circumstances of having to do COVID protocol and all that. So being on stage at the games was just very quiet, not a lot of energy because the crowd wasn't there. So having this here, you can hear the people in the background clapping, and so it's just nice to have that energy around you and have that support. So it's definitely a different atmosphere here.
So we're indoors.
Joshua, I see you're shooting for
Well, let's go to
SW
Connor.
Archery Academy. How many times per day? How often and how many arrows per day are you shooting?
Every day, around like 200 to 300.
That's more than I've ever done, just about. So the guys at SW Archery Academy are taking this very seriously and are obviously shooting very well, as we've seen today. And let's see if we've got official scores in yet. We have Chap with 94 and Joshua with 83. Keep in mind that 12 button is down there.
Yes, that 12 ring.
Yeah.
So if Joshua's going to call it, it's going to be at this end.
Definitely be strategic looking at that point gap there. I think got to put some pressure on and go for that 12.
How difficult is it to hit something that small?
It's tough. Like, if you think about it, it's smaller than the 11 is. So, like, it's hard for, like, it's not hard for recurve archers to shoot it, but it's definitely a challenge. But Chap just did it there nicely. But it's a really small dot, and it's in an odd place too. The eye naturally lines up circles with circles, so it's easy to line your sight up with the natural circle of the target. But to have it a little bit lower is challenging. It doesn't naturally line up.
Chap is just on fire
Yeah,
here.
he's
He's
killing
not
it.
leaving that
Yeah.
10 ring. One arrow he's got outside the 10 ring.
He might want to bump up to just Olympic recurve division next year, not even go for the youth. He's doing awesome.
10.
Which that is possible because you did it. You.
I actually never shot the young adult division.
I mean, that's what I mean. You were in that class, but you didn't. You went right to adults.
Yeah, so
you don't have to shoot.
yeah,
your
you can
age.
shoot. I mean, hey, if you're good enough, you shoot the whatever class you want. So yeah, back when I first shot the classic, there wasn't a young adult yet, so I just went right for it.
All right, we're gonna find out our scores here, but I think it's pretty well
Both you guys,
written.
great shooting so far. Just
125,
waiting
wow.
for the scores to be confirmed. Why the 12 buttons right there? He could have given us a show here, given us a 12. What made you decide not to press that button?
I've never shot it before, so.
Well, your chance was right here. Could have taken it. Chap, you were hitting a lot of 11s. What made you not decide to go for the 12 today?
I just wanted to play it safe.
Well, may have been the smart decision, but, you know, maybe next round. Maybe next round. Official scores show Chap with a 125 and Joshua with a 111. So Joshua will take home third place, giving him $350 for his weekend. Great shooting, Joshua.
Good match there. Chap is definitely, he found his stride in that match.
Yeah, 125 is incredible. Like that'll win you most matches in the men's division any day.
From Pompton Lake, New Jersey. He qualified second, and after eliminations comes in as our first seed.
Just looking pretty confident there.
Chan Young Mun, he qualified with an 8-10.
All right.
Now, by comparison, just for comparison's sake, Casey, your qualification score was?
I don't know
Oh,
what
that's
it was
actually,
added to.
that's
yeah.
cumulative. Sorry.
Yeah, so that's with all the eliminations
Yes.
matches in it. But
Correct.
my 6-0 qualification round was a 6:15.
6:15. So it looks like Chan Young Mun, of course, moved Chad Post. I would move him off that post. He apparently was
he
pretty
getting
comfortable.
up there, yeah. So had a good strategy and tried to knock him out of his groove.
So shifting over to the side like that, moving Chad off of there, that's going to change. The light's going to be hitting him differently.
Yeah, it'll be a little different between stage to stage, but I think it's more of a mental thing to kind of be knocked off your groove. Like, he was comfortable up there shooting a lot of good shots. So mostly the strategy is like, okay, throw him off the rhythm a little bit, or at least try to. He's still
Look at
prevailing.
this. And Chan Young Mun comes out and hits an 11. We haven't seen many compounders come out and hit 11 with their first arrow.
Yeah, these kids are impressive.
See what Chad can do here.
9.
That's still not a bad shot. I think that's like the second 9 he's had all day. So maybe second or third, but he's keeping it good.
9.
So, if you are Chad Post, are you feeling pretty good about now? It looks like you might be shaking a little more, maybe getting tired.
He's still
I should.
still
That
grilling
shows
it.
what I know.
Yeah, but he seems pretty cool up there.
Yeah.
Chan Young, it's good to see you on the stage today. How are you feeling up there?
I actually feel like crazy good today. I'm like, whew, 10, 10, 10, easy.
You're making it look easy. That was a great first end coming out of the gate. Let's see what official scores come up as. It seems like we have Chap with a, oh, not quite official yet. I will have those scores in momentarily. Now we are official with Chap Post with a 31 and Chan Young Mun with a 30.
That's good shooting.
Yeah, that's good shooting right off the bat. Both of them.
Yeah.
High scores. Both looking very confident. I'd say this is probably the most talkative group I've seen from a
Yes.
Youth Recurve division. Usually they're pretty
Exactly.
quiet, but I like the talkativeness and the, yeah.
Yeah. Last
yeah,
year, I feel
confidence.
like, everybody was frozen and didn't want to say anything.
Yeah.
These guys, they're digging it.
Mm-hmm. I like it. They're enjoying themselves up there. You can tell.
And now we see the end of Chad's arrow there. His clicker extends out beyond. Explain why that would be. Versus there we get a look at Chan Mung Young's. You can see his clicker is inside the riser, basically.
Yeah, so it depends on personal preference a little bit. Some people just like shooting it mounted to the riser. Others like it extended or mounted to the sight. For a lot of young archers, they like a extended clicker because if they need, as they're growing or changing spines, changing draw weight, they need to get new sets of arrows or cut them or like put new point weights, whatever they need to make it tune as they're like growing, getting stronger. So it's nice to have an extended clicker. That way, if you need to cut the arrows at all, then you can move it back in.
Yeah. Boy, these kids are just shooting great. Oh, he definitely pulled out of that shot.
Yeah, his release came out a little bit there, but still he's got 2 ends to make a comeback. Maybe shoot a 12. We'll see.
Hey, as much as he's pounding that 11, he
Yeah.
should call that 12.
What club are you shooting from out of Texas?
X10.
X10. All right. And Chen Young, what club are you shooting out of?
M&J Archery.
All right. Coach, I saw you giving a few words to Chap here. What words of wisdom did you have for him?
Telling him to have fun and enjoy this. Not everybody gets to do something like this. So have fun. Have a good time.
All right, that's a good message. I hope something about a 12 snuck in there. Not yet. I mean, third and fourth end's about the time for it, so we might see one here. All right, after 2 ends, we have Chap with a 57 and Chen Young with a 61.
All right, there we see it. We've got a 4-point difference. I mean, if Chap wants to make a move, he's got 2 ends to do it. And that's one thing I always found interesting with that 12 ring is I found people waited until the end. A 4-point lead, 1 extra point isn't going to cut it.
Yeah, so recurve is definitely more variable in scores depending on certain things. Like just with compound, you see a lot of 11s, a lot of 10s, where recurve you see some more 9s. So that gives there a little bit more play in the scores end to end. But definitely that 12 might need to come into play this end and next end if he wants to make up some of those.
If I were Chap, I think I would hit that 12 the way Chan is shooting.
Yeah.
Just because he's not missing.
Yeah, he
11.
came out strong right out the gate. Chap's still doing well. Might see a 12 here out of Chap next.
Let's see.
10.
See what he does. He's thinking
he's
about
looking,
it.
He's thinking. Nope.
Maybe not this time.
I don't think he's going to do it. Yeah, that.
11.
Still a strong
Oh.
shot. Nice going. He made up 1 point there.
These two are crazy.
Yeah, they're shooting
Chen
great.
Young, let's talk a little bit about the bow you're shooting today. What are you launching those arrows with?
Wait, what? Oh, what's the question again?
What? Yeah, just describe your equipment to us for a second.
All right, so Choi knew like Formula XD, and then the Conquest stabilizer with Apogee weight, like gold version, and then the Zeka Flex, the limited edition Shibuya sight, the new one. I'm very happy to have this one too.
Yeah, it looks very good. Very sharp looking setup. All right, after 3 ends, we have Chap at 88 and Chen Young at 91. Keep in mind that 12.
There we go. Connor pushing the 12s. I like it. Yeah, 3 points now. 1 end to go.
Yeah, it's definitely doable to make it up. Say you shoot 3 11s and somebody else shoots 3 10s. That's 3 points right there.
This is for the championship here, so.
Both of them shooting very well.
Yeah, it's good to see this quality at this age.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's impressive. I'm not sure how old each of them are, but they don't look on the upper side of the division. I'd say probably 15, 16 years old.
11.
Man, 11. So we noticed watching Chan there, I mean, his eyes never changed during that draw cycle.
Yeah, he's staring down that middle. It's good focus.
Let's see, Chap. Looks like he's doing the same as well. Of course, he's got that blinder on.
Still
The
good.
blinking, I know.
Yeah.
I've seen you do that.
9.
That's just to get your sight picture. What are you doing when you're blinking there?
So sometimes I have to blink if my eyes are watering at all, especially outdoors with wind. And indoors, sometimes you just get the right angle of the AC going, and it makes you tear up a little. So sometimes just blink it away a little bit. But yeah, usually I blink a couple times during draw, but by the time I get back to anchor, my eyes are dead on that center.
Wow.
So, wow.
I mean,
Good shooting for both of them.
yeah, Chap gave it everything, but Chan was just on fire.
Great shooting, guys. How's it feel up there, Chap?
Pretty good. Still nervous, but it's all good.
How many times have you been to the Classic here? Have you been here before?
Yeah, I've come every year since 19.
Oh, very good. Is this your first time up to the stage then?
Yes, it is.
Well, you did great. Chen Young, have you shot the Classic before?
Oh yeah, last year ended up with 2nd place.
Oh, congratulations. Well, from the unofficial scores, it would seem that you have bested that, but we will wait for official scores to come in here.
Yeah, definitely I mean, 30,
Official
31,
scores
30,
as
30.
Chap
Yeah,
Post with
that's
119
that's
and
impressive.
Chen Youngmun
Lots of
with
11s.
121, giving Chap second place and a $550 payout, and Chen Youngmun with first place and a $1,000 weekend.
Wow.
Congratulations, guys.
Look at Chen. Now that's the way you're supposed to feel when you win.
Yeah,
so many
he's-
times in archery we see them, they're just so stoic.
Yeah,
I like to
he's-
see that
he's
emotion.
Proud. Yeah, that's $1,000. That's a lot of money.
I'm not sure
for
they
a
know.
teenager.
I'm not sure they know the match is over.
I think I don't know. He looked like he was fist
They want,
bumping.
they want to shoot again.
Their handshaking.
Their coach is saying, "Hey, it's over. You won."
They just want to keep staying up there. They like it too much.
Let's give them a round of applause. That was some great shooting.
Ah, great shooting. Chan Young-mun is our Youth Male Recurve champion
Our next division is Youth Female
here at the
Recurve,
2023 Lancaster Archery Classic.
and we will announce our competitors for that division in a second.
So we're going to be back here, Casey. We're going to be back shortly with Youth Female Recurve at the 2023 Lancaster Archery Classic.